Hey everybody, it's Emmy. This is my channel, Frugal Money Saver. How's everybody doing today? Today I want to talk about, I've gotten a lot of questions, Paul and I, how he was able to retire at 55 and how we are managing to live in the state of New York, which is one of the most expensive states in the country, on a fixed income. So I want to go into that today with you. So if that sounds interesting, stick around and let me explain it to you. If you're new here, I'd ask that you hit that subscribe button. We do all things fun, frugal, free, anything to make our lives greater with less money. And it works. Okay, so let me get started. Paul worked for a local government. He was a highway foreman for a couple towns over from us for about 35 years. And he has a state pension that comes in through local government. And that is what we live on basically. And Paul and I are not of the age of Medicare or Social Security. So we basically retired on his pension and his pension alone. So how do we do it? What did we do to lead up to this? The first thing I will tell you we did, it was always our dream that Paul could retire at 55. That's what we always wanted him to do. He worked hard. It was a very physical job. And, you know, after 35 years, your body's tired. So in our hearts, we always hoped we would be able to do this for him. So number one thing we never ever did was we never lived beyond our means. And what I mean by that is we knew what was coming in financially, and we tried never to spend more than what was coming in. Basic budgeting. And I've done videos on this in the past. I can link them down below. But basically, it's math. If hypothetically you have $1,000 coming in a week, but you spend $1,500 a week, you're going to be in debt. And we were very cautious and careful never to do that. That's number one. Number two, we knew that there would be sacrifices living this way. With Paul's job, he worked on the road, so there was a lot of overtime when the weather was bad. He would plow. If there were hurricanes, he'd have to clear trees. Whatever the situation, there would be a lot of overtime. So we knew that we would no longer have that luxury money. And we took that into account. So we knew our lifestyle would be a bit different. And we were working towards being okay with that. And we are okay with it. We don't even notice it, honestly. Okay, another one was we bought a house and we stayed in it. I did not go, and I've said this to you before, to a bigger home. You know, people talk about starter homes. We're still in our starter home. And it's great. We don't need a bigger house, thank God. It's fine. If anything, I'd like to downsize even more now. And we paid off our mortgage. We knew before Paul retired, we had to be debt free. So we knew we had to pay off this mortgage. So anytime extra money came in, it went towards the mortgage to pay down the principal. And we were able to do that before he retired. So that was extremely helpful because even though he gets a pension from the town, he does not get medical. Because we are not of the Medicare age, we do have to pay our own health insurance. And that is the biggest lump of change out of our monthly income. We pay a third of Paul's pension to healthcare. We get the healthcare through his work, but it's not a COBRA plan. We're actually just purchasing it from them, and they pay a small percentage. It's like 20%, and we pay 80%, something like that. And it is a third, 1/3 of what comes in monthly has to go right back out. It is an amazing policy though. The better hospitals here in New York all take the plan, and that's what we wanted. As we get older, you become very conscious of healthcare. You always are conscious of healthcare, but this was a priority for us. Now, when we turn 65, that'll be different. We've got a ways to go, God willing, before that. So for the time being, we know a third of his salary is gone before it even comes into healthcare. So what we did was, a year before Paul was going to retire, well, we were tentatively thinking of him retiring, I logged every necessary expense for the prior year. My electric, my food, my gasoline, propane for the stove, pet care, whatever it was. I did that for 1 year. And we inquired with the town how much it was going to cost us to pick up their insurance. So I knew I had to put that in as well. And then I figured out exactly what it was going to cost us for him to retire. It was close. I'm not going to lie to you. It's close, but we make it. And the thing is, to us, it is so much better to have experiences than belongings. In other words, Paul being home, we do stuff together. We will go shopping for food together. We'll go for a hike. We'll just hang out around the house. We'll visit friends or relatives. Whatever it may be, he's got that time to just take it easy, because it was a very physical job all these years. And this was a choice we made. Yeah, we could have made him work another 10 years till he was 65. Absolutely. I don't want to think of what the guy would have been like at 65, but that wasn't an option for us. So this is how we do it. Now, when Paul hit 65, and then I hit 65, of course, Social Security and Medicare will kick in. That'll be a different story. But right now, we are just living on what the state of New York gives him for his pension. So that's how we do it. And the other thing we did all along was, as he would get this overtime, and as a little bit extra would come in, or maybe 1 month there'd be 3 paychecks. You know how some months there are 3 paychecks, because he gets paid every other week. So some months would be 3 paychecks, and we would take that and put it away in a savings account, in a CD. So we would always have that safety net. And I talk to you about this all the time, having that safety net, so that when something happens, you have money in the bank to pull from. And we made sure that we had a safety net up that would cover us, God forbid, for whatever. So you need to make sure that this is not a way to go for everybody. That's what I should say. We chose to do it because it worked for us, and we were financially okay to do it. Do we have a lot of extra money every month coming in? No, we don't. We do have a savings, which is a blessing. But for right now, until, another, I think, Paul, you 58, 57?
57.
He's 57. So until I don't even know, when does Medicare kick in? I think 65. So we have a ways to go yet. So, but it works for us, and I'm not saying this is the way to do it for you, not at all. But this is what we've done. And we've gotten a lot of questions, I know, in comments section and even in private messages. People have asked me, how are you able to do that at 55? Well, because before 55, we kind of foresaw this coming and planned accordingly. It's not like at 55 we woke up and said, let's do this. We have lived our whole life in this manner. Frugal-minded, with a frugal mind, always watching where our pennies go, always watching where our dollars go, trying to stretch those dollars as much as we can. So I just wanted to let you know why even I do this channel, because I do this channel because it encourages me to encourage you. And you encourage me by leaving me comments and saying, this was great or this was inspirational. And I appreciate that so much. Now, our journey is not everybody's journey. But if you're a younger person watching this, then hey, start putting that money away. If I can tell you something, I tell my son all the time. Do they listen? Does he listen, I should say. And if you're coming toward retirement years, and what I show you is just ways that we cut back, basically. That's what we do. We cut back, put a little away, and we based our life more on experiences than we do material objects. So that's really it. Please, if you have any other questions, leave them down below. Leave me a comment. Please give this a thumbs up. It helps me so much here on my YouTube channel. I love doing this channel. You have no idea when I sit here, I feel, and I've said this to you before, like I'm talking to a bunch of my friends, and you are my friends. And I am confiding in you to encourage you, basically. And I love you. I wish you blessings. And until my next video, please leave me a comment, subscribe, and share this video. And a thumbs up. See you in my next one.